So Shabanana Mahmood, yeah, she's in charge of justice. Oh, good. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, great. She's in charge of who can come into our country. Oh, brilliant. That sounds great. Yeah, that sounds great. No, I'm really thrilled. Shabanana Mahmood decides who can come in. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, no, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, great. I just think it's great that we have someone who's of Pakistani origin deciding who can come in and out of our country. I mean, fucking brilliant. Yeah. And she's going to crack down on immigration. Really? Is she? I mean, is she? Or is she just going to specifically allow certain types in and not others? I mean, Shabanana Mahmood. I just got a little bit on the screen there as well. Sorry about that. Shabanana Mahmood says she's going to crack down on illegals. Yes. She says she's had chats with the Vietnamese minister about repatriating illegals. Well, fuck me, Shabanana. That's brilliant. That's brilliant, that is. Well done, Shabanana. She's had a chat with the Vietnamese minister. Well, we can all sleep easy in our beds, can't we? Because after all, that's what us mothers were worried about for our daughters, wasn't it? We were all worried about the Vietnamese. You know, I was concerned for my daughters, honestly, that some little Vietnamese person from a nail bar, an illegal nail bar, my concern was that some little Vietnamese who was busy doing mani-pedis was going to unleash himself from the illegal nail bar with a fucking foam toe divider and attack my children with it. I don't know, what's an impression of a Vietnamese with a foam nail divider? I don't know. But yeah, so if you believe that level of bullshit from Shabanana Mahmood, you're fucking off your rocker. Like, I am not worried about the Vietnamese, honestly. Be as illegal as you want if you're Vietnamese. Come here. You want to do mani-pedis all day long? Marvellous. 30 quid? Marvellous. For a set of gels? Brilliant. If they stay on longer than a week? Fantastic. It's not those people we're worried about, is it, Shabanana? No.
Katie Hopkins' commentary is a textbook example of inflammatory populist rhetoric built on mockery, exaggeration, and thinly veiled racial hostility rather than any substantive policy argument. Instead of engaging seriously with immigration reform or Shabanana Mahmood's actual ministerial decisions, Hopkins targets her ethnicity, repeatedly using a derogatory nickname and sarcastic asides to frame Mahmood as inherently unfit simply because of her Pakistani background. She then extends this pattern of derision to Vietnamese immigrants, deploying crude stereotypes about nail salons and mani-pedis in an attempt to trivialize the government's immigration priorities while simultaneously dehumanizing an entire community. The purpose of this performance is not to inform, but to provoke, to redirect public frustration toward racialized caricatures rather than toward real policy debates. By turning complex issues into a theatrical spectacle of outrage, Hopkins turns political discourse into entertainment, relying on shock value and xenophobic innuendo to galvanize her audience. It's a strategy that thrives on division. When she cannot win through evidence or coherent reasoning, she leans into identity-based attacks to manufacture fear, resentment, and a false sense of cultural threat.
So I just want to stay and suck it up, because I will be hit.
What's the worst fear that you have about Wednesday then? Because she's flirting with all sorts of things. I mean, we've had mass pitch rolling of this budget. Have you ever known anything like it?
Well, I think we're all fairly clear about what's going to happen. There's going to be a large hit on middle earners, which apparently includes, senior nurses and doctors and all of that. They're saying these are not working persons or something weird like that.
I think you're a working person if you earn up to 46 grand.
Exactly.
Which, as I've pointed out, means that the Chancellor and the Prime Minister, all MPs and ministers, aren't working people. No. You're not, I'm not, head teachers aren't, doctors aren't.
Yes.
I mean, it's just preposterous, isn't it?
Well, I'm not a working person at all because I don't take any money from being in the House of Lords. So I don't really have an income. So I probably I deserve
claim
benefits.
Extra benefits.
Oh,
yes,
absolutely, yes. But anyway, so they're going to do that. But at the same time, they're going to put out some dosh for freezing railway fares. Of course, railway fares have been going up because they paid all those train drivers so much at the beginning.
Still going on strike.
So now you're making the railway companies pay a lot of money, but not get a lot of money from fares. So who's going to pay the loss? The taxpayer.
It's going to be us. But it's okay because we're not working people.
Exactly.
So Middle England's going to be clobbered.
Yes.
What do we think about this mansion tax? I mean, that's the nickname for it. What she's talking about is a readjustment of council tax bands. Although I did have a correspondent, thank you to that person who contacted me in the week, having watched my GB News show last week, saying you've got to be particularly careful in the north if you're tinkering with council tax bands, because actually lower value homes end up falling into the Fs and the Gs and the Hs.
Absolutely.
Apparently. So this hasn't been very thought through, has it?
And what's more, if you get down into London, you've got people who are now retired who bought their house for a very low amount in the 70s or so. They might have paid like £10,000 or £50,000, and now it's worth £1 million. And they haven't got any income. So basically you're saying to all those people living retired in the house they bought when they were working, you're going to have to sell your house because you won't be able to afford this increased band, and you're going to have to move out of where you've lived for most of your life. So there's going to be a significant migration. But here's the problem. Nobody's buying these houses.
No.
There is a complete strike on house buying in London right now.
Yes. Well, maybe train drivers can, but everybody else. But the point is as well, I was thinking about this the other day, if we've got inheritance tax also being clobbered, and we have everything that's gone on with farms and indeed inherited businesses, actually the only feasible way to solve generational wealth issues, whether you live in a mansion or whether your parents or grandparents bought their council house back in the 80s, is to pass on your home to your children.
Yes.
We hear that children aren't saving for pensions, teenagers, 20-somethings. They don't have enough spare cash, barely have enough spare cash to live. Therefore, if you're going to clobber a property, you're actually adversely affecting the young eventually. It sounds like you're affecting boomers, but you're actually affecting the generations down, aren't you?
Well, at the highest level of abstraction, if we go back, we know what you have to do to get the economy going. You have to cut what you're spending. And they have to cut their spending by about a third.
They can't do that, John, because it's mean. It's austerity.
It's mean, but more importantly, they won't get re-elected. But they're not going to get re-elected anyway. So it would be great if they could just do the nation one great big favour by really addressing these issues, rather than sort of trying to, put bonbons on a really disgusting tasting cake.